What is happening, budget builders, and welcome back to the channel. We're here just a few towns over from where we live. Saw a post on Marketplace. They were fixing to scrap everything on this property, and we had to come out and save it. Now the first thing here is this pristine 1973 GMC motorhome. These are 455 powered front wheel drive General Motors motorhomes. I mean, they're flipping cool.
And this one has been parked since at least 2008, and in today's video we're going to attempt to get it running.
And here we are back. We're at Mom and Dad's house. We actually had a friend of ours just down the road pull this thing here, and so this is where he brought it back to. And so that means we need to get this thing running and driving so we can get it back down to the shop. But we needed it somewhere, plus we had storage here so we can push it up under the carport. Surprisingly enough, Dad's truck actually pulled this 10,500 pound behemoth out with a completely locked up brake. And then Dad and I went ahead and freed it up. That one is really... Which included busting it off before we realized it's virtually irreplaceable. Anyways, first things first, this was a squatter's or multiple squatters' home for many, many years. And we've got to clean some of this interior out. And we need to be able to get to the motor, which is underneath the front floorboard. And so we have to pull the goofy dividing wall out of here. We're going to try to keep... Tractor.
It's Liberty.
That's a tractor. We're gonna try to keep as much of that original interior. I say original. This was originally, if you see some yellow here, this was originally a Canyons edition. So this was bright yellow with green interior and brown and all kinds of funky colors. And at some point of time, by the dealer tag, I assume this thing was kind of modernized a little bit by a GMC dealership. So that's why you see the white and the blue and the goofy Eleganza 2 decals. I'm not sure the route with this thing yet, but first we got to attempt to get it running and driving. We got to get it cleaned up, but we don't want to throw anything away that we may need. Let's jump in this interior. As you can see, this busted window, we went ahead and we did actually find a replacement glass and got that put in there. So we are good and dry now and have that goofy wood off the side. Whoo-wee. That's our big thing, getting all that mess out of there. And it's 1,000 degrees in here, and I want to get to these windows. I've got this one slit open. Oh, this thing is so neat. It's just, to beat the 70s, I mean, this thing does not seem like a 1970s camper. It's so future, I mean, it's modern for even 90s, 2000 standards. And I'm excited to try to drive this thing. I have never had anything like this. I think it's gonna be so much fun. We can ride around this as a family. Everybody can ride in this. And I want the kids to be able to enjoy this one too. And I think this might be a really cool car show runner. You know, throw a trailer behind it because you can tow a little bit with these. And back here you can see this was a bed back here. And what I kind of think I want to do is actually put the dinette style back in here with the seatbelts and everything. Where maybe the kids can ride in the back or something. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna find out if that 455's junk. I mean, this thing may not be worth fixing because they're not remarkably valuable, but they are quite rare.
Don't have them. I'm just gonna throw that stuff in my bag.
That's gross. Oh, cool. Look. Probably all the original seatbelts and everything. We hadn't seen anything too scary like needles or anything, and obviously this thing was pretty recently lived in, so it's not super gross. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Nothing too scary though. Oh, I love that we keep finding all the... Look at this.
Oh, we got some dog food.
More cushions. Start getting light in here. Makes all the difference. Oh, there it is. That's the original carpet. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's hideous.
Look at it.
That's awesome.
We gotta put that back in here. Is that not amazing? Okay, so it's painted desert is what this is. Not Canyonlands, this is painted desert was what this thing was from the factory. The yellowish outside, the brownish, that wood grain, and that incredibly beautiful carpet. See where the TV mount was and everything. Somebody was really ingenuitive. Oh my goodness. Oh. What are you doing, my friend? Now that's awesome.
Almost, huh?
Well, these are...
Whatever, it's some, right?
Oh. Oh, that's so much better getting it opened up. Well, we're getting somewhere. There's our motor down there. This seat is kind of in here, but it still has one bolt, and I want to get it moved so we can pull this engine cover and see what's down here. Now, we did kind of work our way in here, just pop the lid open a little bit. That's why it's kind of flopped, because the shift leakage was frozen, and so we had to get in here to release that, cut it off down there. So I've kind of gotten a peek, but we hadn't even checked the oil in this thing yet. All that, and we can finally get down to the motor. We need to get it running so we can get the AC going. Wow, that is a big old motor. 455 cubic inches.
Man, it's bad down in there.
Got some vines. I guess we can look and see how burnt that is. Oh, because that's a big telltale. Wow.
That's clean.
That is clean as a pin. Watch out for friends.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to find.
So there's where your batteries go. There's no battery tray left. Lots of fiberglass down there.
14 miles long.
Oh my gosh. Sludge. I like sludge. Sludge is okay. Sludge is a good thing. There's no water, just sludge.
At least he's got that in it.
Yep. Because it's got some nest in there, don't it?
Really?
It's a fire waiting to happen. Definitely got to get all that blown off. Now it's time to see if we can get this thing running. A little worrisome with the sludge in there. Not a huge deal. It may not be as bad as it looks, you know, just that crazy dipstick might have a bunch of stuff caught up inside of it. But before we even start, you can tell with the mouse nest, probably some moisture from all the years that it's been sitting. We definitely want to go ahead and pull all of our spark plugs. We want to soak all of the cylinders down, and then we want to try to turn it over by hand on the crank to begin with. As long as we can get to it, it's kind of tight down in there, and verify this thing spins over freely before we just start turning it over and take the possibility of potentially grabbing rust on those rings or anything. And we want to go ahead and change that oil. You know, this is one of those, we definitely want to take it step by step and try to do it as properly as we possibly can, because this is a motor we probably don't want to have to pull out of here. I'd like to, I guess you have to go through the windshield? I have no idea. Number one, not too shabby. 3, A little bit of moisture on there. Not too bad. Nice and clean. When I say nice and clean, these are some ugly old spark plugs. But the combustion side, the important stuff, looks pretty good. 7. Pretty nice. Awesome. 4. Little bit of moisture. Look at the little hairs in there, and that's why we're soaking this thing down. That's random and gross. 6. Really nice. And our last one, 8. Perfect. Awesome. Get some lubricant down in here now. Yeah. Oh, it's... You having fun under there?
That's terrible.
Spins good, huh?
Yeah.
I just don't think you're on it well enough, right?
Yep, that's it.
There she goes.
Yep.
There she goes.
Yep.
Oh man,
That was it.
I still don't like that. Oh yeah.
I think a lot of it's the belts.
Yeah, there's so much belts.
I think the belts
Hold on, there's a lot of stuff in between. Well, there ain't no holding on. There's so much stuff in
I
between.
think the belts are stuck.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Good. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yes, I thought we were done.
Whew. That would have been a monster. Well, we're not there yet, but it moves. I think next step before we even throw the battery in here and start turning this thing over, of course, let's go ahead and drain that oil. We know it's not super pretty looking, and most of what's in there is gonna have settled down in the pan. Plus, once we run this thing a little bit, if it'll run, we get some heat in it, and then we can always change it again. Oil is cheap, motors aren't. We definitely want to try to preserve this one the best we can. Ah, not bad at all. Wow, that's some really bad oil, but not sludgy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this has the oil cooler, so it's holding so much more oil. This has the little filter on it. Dead on full. Before we start turning this thing over, probably want to go ahead and disconnect the fuel, because I have a feeling. Hey, you got some wasp spray? Where do you put gas in this thing? Oh yeah, way up here. Yuck. Let's stick a battery back down in here. As pretty as some of this electrical is, we're gonna have a lot of electrical work to do in here. Down there. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, there's no terminal on this. Nothing.
That's good.
Huh?
That's good.
All right, go ahead. Hit it again. All right, that solenoid sucks. Okay, let me hook everything up on one side. Nothing. Oh, you're stiff, buddy.
Start this up now.
Go ahead. Oh, ooh-wee. All right, go ahead.
I got enough power.
Okay, now we're all in here. As you can see, 2 batteries. We have the starting battery, the house battery. And so how that works is this one runs to here, and then this one runs directly to the starter motor for the actual starter power, the motor power, and then you have the vehicle power. And then what this is a jumper. I'll show you the switch on the dash that actually jumps these in case you run that battery down. Well, let's see if this thing actually turns over now with good cables and a little bit, one battery. We might have to jump over and try the extra battery too. Oh, come on. Elevate the solenoid a little bit.
What?
It's sticky now.
Which one?
The starter solenoid.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. There she goes. Oh, yeah. I guess it's time now for spark plugs. We've got some AC Delcos to go back in it. We'll go ahead and gap them out to the factory. I think 35 thousandths on this one. And we'll figure out, make sure it's sparking, and then we can start figuring out fuel. And the reason this thing, I'm sure that solenoid was stuck on the starter probably was when we were trying to turn it over with that low voltage. This thing hadn't been spun over in a long time and probably just stuck those brushes, which we're able to just tap and get freed up there with. Oh yeah, it is point still, and it's pretty crispy. Nothing. We're gonna have to put points in this. I'd say these are the originals. It's actually so burnt beyond, the plastic is holding it out. There's just nothing left. Actually, nothing left of the points right here anymore. We've got our new points. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of grease right here where it rides on the lobe. We can drop these back into place. Now, as you can see here, these actually just tighten down into one place, and then use this little Allen adjustment here to actually adjust them in and out. And what we're gonna be looking for is roughly 16 thousandths. Oh yeah. Now we're talking at least 15 years. We know most of the fuel system is going to be disgusting in this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and, of course, hook it up to our boat tank. We're going to just bypass everything for now until we get the opportunity to clean it up. Got our fuel tank run down here to the original fuel pump. Gonna try to pump it. We've got it loose at the carburetor. Let's see if anything comes through. Fuel pump's probably not going to work, but it's worth a try. If it does, carburetor's probably going to have to be rebuilt. But might as well give it a go first before we go yanking it off and go having to throw a kit into it. Oh, it's pulling fuel and leaking everywhere. This fuel line is just so hard. It wasn't sealing up good, but I got it snugged up, but cinched up a bit more. Now we're good there. I'll see if this carburetor takes any fuel. Hey, why are the windshield wipers coming on?
It's got a mind of its own.
We've got fuel up to there. See if this thing will pop off for the first time in at least 15 years. Oh. What is all that? All right, whiskey tickers. Awesome oil pressure. Right down. This is awesome!
Full smoke.
Heck yeah! That one was, I don't want to say too easy, but not bad. There is nothing in there. Let's go ahead and shut it down and get some coolant in it. So you got the overflow here, but this radiator is way back in there. And it is, that's a huge radiator. But it's bone dry. It, I didn't see anything leaking, so hopefully it's coolant. It smells coolanty-ish. Just gonna go in it with water for now, because we'll, I'm sure have to do a water pump with thermostat and all. Gallon number 2. How much water can one motor take? Well, it's thirsty. Let's say at the same time. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. 3.5 gallons. Yeah. Says full tank of gas. She's a ticky ticker. I think Oldsmobiles were problematic for ticky lifters. Sounds great though. Blew a bunch of crud, a bunch of crud out there. That's a what, 26-foot long exhaust. Got some screechy belts. Oh, it's getting so much better. Not a ton of blow by or anything, because we do know this thing is 67,000 original miles. And I have all the paperwork for this one leading up to now, and it is verified. So something like this, I imagine you're not going very far very fast anyways. Got quite a bit of weepage around the accelerator pump. You can see the rebuild sticker there, but as long as this thing's been sitting, as bad as that carburetor looks, definitely gonna want to put a kit in it before we do any kind of major driving. Do you smell that?
Smells good, doesn't it?
It's great. The bad thing about this is we're burning, I noticed there was still a lot of rat's nest on top of the transmission. We're burning off so much, and all that stuff that was obviously in the bell housing. And it's taking this whole camper up. We've got to get these windows. Woo! You know, how this thing was in there, and you know, realistically, the way everything looks, I think 2008 was probably just them updating the sticker every year. I don't know, because that family has passed away, so I'm not sure exactly how long this thing had sat, but it was at least 2008, but probably a little bit longer. But and with that being said, we know just by getting it out, these brakes are horrendous, and there's a lot of braking on this vehicle, so definitely a lot of work that's going to have to go on there. Our bags were the originals and by far shot. We're gonna have to figure that out. We've got to get this thing driving, because we have to get it back to the shop so we can work on it a bit more there. We can clean this thing up. I think it is going to clean up awesome. It is disgusting. It's gonna take a lot of work, but I think it's gonna be really fun and clean up really good. And this thing's just so flippin' cool. That is what, like 6 gallons total? So that tells me the thermostat probably opened up. That's good. We do have a leak right here on top of the thermostat housing. It's terrible, isn't it? We have a fire extinguisher, right?
Yep.
Oh, it sounded healthy. Just needed to get those look at all the smoke. Just needed to get those lifters primed back up. Oh my. It's blowing it out of the...
For that, you don't have to take a car.
Yeah, go. Check it out. Yeah, you drive it itself. It's a little stinky in here, but is this cool or what?
There's chairs so we can sit down while you drive.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
But we need to fix it up. We don't have to pay to get to get good cars because we can just fix them up in videos.
We buy bad cars though, don't we?
So we can make them into good cars.
And there isn't it?
But there's not that much room.
No, look, it's a shower. So it's a shower and a toilet in there all at the same time. So you take a dookie and you...
And then you close it, flush it, and then you can take a shower.
Yep, so you sit on the toilet.
Then it goes down the drain.
Yep, everything goes down the drain.
Oh, that's fancy.
Hey, Michael. When you started up, you didn't have the signal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
There ain't no way this thing's... That's some of the worst brakes I've ever seen. I think they filled them with water. Now I'd love to go ahead and just throw this thing in gear and try to move it, but this is a 10,500 pound behemoth. Front and rear are made of fiberglass, and obviously the brakes are completely shot. And I did have to cut the shift cable because it's completely frozen all the way up to the column here. When we were trying to get this thing out, it was stuck in gear, and you're not going to move this thing without it in neutral. So with that being said, definitely quite a bit more we have to do, but I think we'll be able to get it knocked out in our next video on this thing. And we're going to try to take it for its first drive. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up for this video. I really hope you all have enjoyed and are excited for this rescue. I know we had so much fun getting this thing pulled out and getting it running, and are excited to get it driving. If you do enjoy this kind of stuff and you want to see more on this rescue and others, be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to keep up with our future uploads. And if you have been to the part of the channel, we do appreciate it so much. Dad and I and our family have such fun bringing these things back to life, and it wouldn't be possible without each and every one of you. But that is going to wrap it up. Peace out, and catch you all on the flip side.